Okay, so what about the water? Water has always been a big topic in coffee. People always come up with this saying that, yeah, 98% of your coffee is water, and of course this is true. But for me, it's really two worlds in water and coffee, because there's really the espresso side of it. For me, you can break it down by kind of maybe boldly saying there's almost no water that has a real sensory impact on espresso. Like almost any water you can use for espresso will make your coffee taste more or less the same. There are some exceptions to it, but it has to be usually a very extreme water. So for espresso, it's mainly a technical discussion. It's about what water to take, so you can make sure that your coffee boiler doesn't scale up, or on the other hand, starts to corrode. And corrosion is kind of the opposite of scaling. It's not something gets out of the water and precipitates, but it's actually when the water starts eating up the metal of your boiler. And it can go as far as you end up having really a hole in your boiler. So for espresso, usually the safest thing to do is to just take a very soft water. But in any region where you have limestone in your soil, your water will usually be several times too hard. So it has too much magnesium or calcium and too much carbonate in it. And the easiest way to find out how your water is actually to use these titration kits. You can get them at the manufacturers of water treatment systems, the big ones, they always have it. Or you could also get them at pet stores or aquarium stores, because it's also used to measure the water of your aquarium. Make sure you take the droplets for fresh water, so soft water, not seawater, because it's a very different measurement range. Yeah, and then I would advise to get your total hardness anywhere between 40 and 100 ppm calcium carbonate. This is this usual hardness units that are also given on these tests. And in terms of, it's often called carbonate hardness, although we refer to only carbonate or alkalinity, it's all the same. And there you should be more or less close to 40 to 60 ppm calcium carbonate. And if you then measure, for example, your water is 2-3 times too hard compared to your target, then you have to treat it. The very easiest way to treat it is to just dilute it with pure water that you could usually get cheaply, for example, in a supermarket or even at a gas station. There's sometimes a bit the question if it's really food safe, but as you boil it, it's usually not an issue anyway. The other version is you get one of these table jugs with filters integrated. Most of them, they take out more or less half of the hardness that you have in there. So depending on where you start with, you might have to filter it actually twice to get it really down in a safe zone. Yeah, and other than that, other than diluting or filtering your water with these kind of ion exchangers, there is no real shortcut to make sure that your espresso machine doesn't scale up.